folks who are still looking at coming on in. So welcome to the business and accounting session. And I'm going to start to share some slides here just to get everybody started. Give me just a moment. So hopefully everyone can see the slides. If you can, just go ahead and nod your head or, all right. So everyone can see the slides. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that, Spencer. All right. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to start off with just a quick introduction, kind of leading everybody in, and then I'll toss this over to our wonderful faculty who are eager to talk with you and certainly to meet you virtually and in person too. So this is a video. I'm not going to play it, but if you go to our programs page, and you can go there on any of the 3 Seattle colleges, so North Seattle College, Seattle Central, or South Seattle College. You can also go there on our seattlecolleges.edu website, and you'll see programs up at the top and select. And there's a really cool video. It's a 38-second video on business. I'm a little leery to play a video through Zoom because sometimes they work well and sometimes they don't. But literally, we'll drop in the link for you. But it's the programs tab. You can go to any of our 3 colleges or the district's website and just click on programs at the top, drop down, and you'll be able to see our long video as well as our more focused video. So some introductions. I'm obviously MC Chris Mond. I'm the Director for Admissions and Outreach and Placement and Testing over at Seattle Central. And I wanted to give our faculty just an opportunity to say hello, and then we'll dive on into everything. And we can just go in order of how everyone's presented on the screen.
Hi, I'm Marsha Melsness, and I teach a variety of business classes this quarter. I'm teaching Intro to Marketing, and which is part of a great marketing certificate, by the way, and then Using Computers in Business, which is an orientation into Microsoft Office's main programs. Thanks.
I'm Kate O'Dahl, and I am faculty, and I teach in the real estate department. I teach green building to real estate students, and I help co-teach the licensing classes. But my primary role at North Seattle is as the business bachelor program advisor.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I am so glad you're here this evening. My name is Tony Anderson, also business faculty. And this quarter, I'm teaching interpersonal communication, multicultural diversity in the workplace, team and leadership skills. So I will talk to you in a little bit, reminding you about the importance of soft skills in business, as well as some focus areas. Welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Olafle Letitia. I go by Tish. I'm business faculty. Currently, I'm teaching Excel and business and statistics and entrepreneurial mindset, which is the first of the entrepreneurial certification program. And next quarter, I'll be teaching the second and third classes in the entrepreneurship program, along with social media marketing. So I'm really excited to be here, and I hope to see some of your faces in person on campus.
I am not sure if Honorio is here, but Honorio is one of our fantastic faculty in the business and international business departments, and he mainly focuses on the international business courses. So if you decide to get a bachelor in international business, which we have here at North Seattle College, Honorio would be one of your lead faculty members that you would have for several quarters. And then, since I don't look like Honorio, my real name is Nausicaa, And I teach in the business and international business departments as well. Some of the courses that I teach in the business department are focused on marketing and are part of the marketing certificate, and also focus on project management and are part of the project management certificate. And all these certificates that we just mentioned here and there are all stackable. So you could graduate with an associate degree and a certificate from North Seattle College.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What a wonderful set of introductions. And what it, future students who are here, this is exactly what we would hope would happen, where everyone's coming in and they're sharing a little bit about themselves with sort of our pep up and warm up, and then we'll jump right on in. So if you have questions, and I hope that you do, feel free to throw them in the chat and type them up. You're welcome to wait till the end. We will have Q&A as well. And so tonight's highlights, you just heard a little bit about that, accounting with international accounting, business, entrepreneurship, marketing, project management, international business, property management, residential and commercial. We also have some extra programs that are not necessarily here tonight, but they're here in spirit, and the business technology management, economics, and real estate. So, and this really is Seattle. I mean, this is such an important slice of our area. And so we're thrilled that you're here. And Professor Kate, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate this. I just want to do a brief introduction to our accounting with international accounting bachelors. Many of you coming to college for the first time, you're not quite ready for the Bachelor's of Applied Science. We require students to have 75 college credits and a series of our, Chris, do you want to go to the next slide? Actually, and a series of prerequisite courses, including English 101, Accounting 201, 202, and 203. That's financial accounting and managerial accounting. Biz 201 is business law. And then 210 or Math 146 is statistics. So once you've got those under your belt and some great pathways to the accounting bachelor's is through the AAST or even the AAS, the associate degrees in accounting, or you could go through the business pathway as well, still get all of those prerequisites and end up in our accounting BAS. Next. So what I think is unique about our bachelor's in accounting is that we have an international focus, with Seattle being a major hub here in the Pacific Northwest. We also have international connections being part of the Pacific Rim. And so we focus on that. We want students to understand how US generally accepted accounting principles differ from the international, and you'll get that particular flavor in our programs. And we have geared our degree for those who are interested in a certified public accountant position. Our degree leads you to be able to apply for that exam. Next. There's careers all over the board. I've been advising the accounting program since it started 4 years ago. I've had students who wanted to become an accountant for a group of bars in Seattle. Her husband owns a bar, and a lot of the bar owners needed accounting services. So you can go little or you can go big. And we've had a number of our graduates move on to international and national accounting firms. So everybody needs an accountant at some point. And so wherever your heart lies, we can help you get there. And we have a corporate network that supports us, and there's opportunities in accounting, particularly with some of the lower division classes. We have an entire certificate in fraud. So if you're interested in that, there's definitely a place for you here at North. And is that the last one? I think, yes. Thank you.
Thanks for that great introduction to the Bachelor in Accounting, Kate, the Bachelor in International Accounting specifically. Our business school here at North Seattle College includes 3 bachelors, and Kate introduced us to one, and then we will have 2 more bachelors for you towards the end of the presentation. This slide here covers the name of some of the faculty members that are here tonight with you. Chris, you can move us to the next one. So our business school, in addition to including, 4-year degrees and Bachelor in Business and Accounting, we have 3 associate programs in general business. First of all, we have the Associate of Applied Science in General Business that prepares students for a career right away. So it's called the AAS. And that one is usually taken by students that like to move to the workforce right away. We have an Associate in General Business transfer, AAST, that transfer directly to our 4-year bachelor's year at North Seattle College and other Seattle colleges in the area. And then we also have some stackable certificate that we will talk about in a moment. So our business school is very comprehensive, and some of the highlights, feel free to move on, that's fine. And as you can see from this slide, we offer a variety of modality, and we really try to coach and support the students to be successful throughout the entire 4 years. Some of the highlights of the classes that you will take in an associate in general business are statistics, business law, introduction to business, project management courses, and marketing and so forth. Our associate also really focus on interpersonal communication skills. We have some leadership and teamwork classes. One of the students' favorite is communication in the workplace and multicultural issues. We have a lot of fun teaching students through project-based activities, games, simulations, and current business studies. You can move to the next one.
Yeah,
And
I
here,
think-
I don't think we want to, Tony, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say thank you, Nausicaa, for that. So you all just understand that the different project-based learning that you would experience in the variety of classes, the business classes that are offered can prepare you for a number of different careers, including what we have listed here from business management to marketing to project management. And one that is becoming more and more popular is the data analytics, because companies are really interested in studying data, right? And figuring out what the data shows, because so often the truth is in the numbers that are provided. And in all of those arenas, now I'm very partial to interpersonal communication in the workplace because I teach that every quarter. But in all these careers that are listed, you're going to need to know how to communicate with people in the workplace. So we are already looking forward to having you and being the facilitator of your learning experience here at North. So thank you, Chris. You can go ahead and go to the next slide.
Hi, everyone. So I'll be talking a little bit about the entrepreneurship certification program. And thank you, Nausicaa and Tony, so much for starting the conversation on business. So next slide, please. The entrepreneurship, it is a certificate program. And if you do it full-time, it'll take you about 1 to 4 quarters to finish. And if you take it part-time, 4 to 5. But obviously that is dependent on your schedules and There is no pressure really, except energy and time, which comes with learning any new thing. So while there are no prerequisites, having the energy wasn't a complete joke. It is really important to be enthusiastic if you are plunging into the entrepreneurship certification program, because from how I personally see it, and I'm pretty sure it resonates with a lot of you here, if you don't have the energy to start a new business, then it probably won't go very well. So even for these classes, coming in with the mentality that you're here to learn and you're here to create something new is really what the entrepreneurship certification program is all about. The classes are really designed to help you formulate your own business. And the first class is entrepreneurship mindset, where you learn about thinking like an entrepreneur. You're emotionally preparing yourself, you're solidifying your idea, you're questioning your idea, and understanding what you're trying to target, what you're trying to create. And then the subsequent classes are really even more frameworky, where you create a business plan and you create a pitch deck. So by the end of the certification program, you will not only have a business plan ready to go, but a strategy that you can hopefully execute right after you leave, or even towards the end of the certificate. And I don't have to tell you this, but there will be a lot of networking opportunities, not just with the Small Business Administration and Small Business Development Council, but also with students who are trying to have impact on society, with students at the University of Washington. I will very likely, as an instructor in the entrepreneurship program, push you to sign up for business case competitions and hackathon, and working with the CS and data analytics students as well. I'm personally very passionate about bridging data science and business, and we are seeing the increasing importance of this in today's world. So for this specific certification program, it is my personal mission to bridge that gap in understanding of data analytics among business students as well. Yeah, that's all I have for the entrepreneurship slides. Thank you, and I'm here for any questions if you have them.
Hi, I'm Marcia, and I'm going to be talking about marketing, in particular the marketing certificate. So we have a 30 credit certificate that really is designed to give students a grounding in marketing, all the various facets of marketing, with a particular emphasis on the digital. But we start with Business 114, which is Principles of Marketing, Intro to Marketing, and walk people through all the fundamentals and have a pretty fun series of simulations to help drive the basic principles home. We've also got an advertising and sales promotion class, a digital marketing class, where students learn about search engine optimization and search engine marketing of various kinds. We've got social media marketing, and we have a intro project management class that is a part of it, because project management is really an integral part of managing any marketing. You'll find that in business. And then it's all topped off with a portfolio and an internship. Yeah, so as mentioned before, it could could you go back a little bit? Okay. There we go. Okay. How long you take really kind of depends on you, but typically it's about 4 to 5 quarters. And some of the classes are hybrid, some are online, and some are in person. And Business 101 is also a prereq, and you've got to have English 101 too. All right, thanks. Some highlights: prepare for your marketing career with all these classes that I just mentioned. We can skip right through that because I already mentioned it. And then these are some of the kinds of careers that you can get. So social media coordinator, digital marketing, either coordinator or specialist for that, project coordinator, certainly a marketing communications specialist position, which is not listed, but yeah, there are a lot of different kinds of entry-level marketing courses that, excuse me, skills that you can get to help you on your first marketing job. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for the marketing. Yeah, and on to project management.
Yes, Chris, you can go ahead to the next slide, please. All right, so we also have a certificate in project management that takes between 2 quarters to 5 quarters, depending if you're taking it, full-time or part-time. And this certificate is fully online. And like the marketing certificate, it also includes a internship. The class size is usually 25 to 30 students. Can you move to the next slide, please? Fantastic. So some of the highlights of this certificate, the 2 focus classes of the program are Business 118, which is an introduction to project management, and then Business 229, which is an advanced project management course. In the introduction, we cover all the phases of project management, and the students work on a quarter-long project where they focus on identifying the scope of the project, developing communication plans, risk mitigation techniques, and they also develop a project schedule, a project budget, and then move on to the execution phase where they monitor and control the execution of the project, and finally finish with the closing phase of the project where they present the project to the instructor and the class. In the advanced course, instead, the students focus on a project as a team, and they focus on developing leadership skills for project management and really risk management as well. So you can move on to the next slide. Some of the great careers that you can have in project management are project manager, program manager, project coordinator, also basically, I would have to say the project management skills, kind of like, accounting skills and data skills are really becoming like a requirement for any position. Employers are looking for you to execute a project, to execute an idea from the creation to the implementation. So project management skills are becoming necessary for all managers. And that's all for project management. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be here. And is Honorio here yet? If Honorio is not here, I'm happy to talk about international business. Sorry, you hear more from me. I do teach an international business department, and I'm really passionate about international business in general. Hey, Chris, you're sharing a different, you're sharing your, I can see like, we're not seeing your slides. Is it just, okay, we're back to the slide. Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's a black screen right now, but I'm sure it will get blue shortly. So this gives me the chance to tell you about something that is not in the script, which is I'm really passionate about international business. It has allowed me, my parents wanted me to be an architect. And instead, I decided to get a master in international business, and it has allowed me to change career several times. I started in the import-export and logistic, then moved to construction, real estate. And then with the same international business master, I was able to be hired by Amazon, where I was an operation lead and worked in risk mitigation in the publishing industry in Kindle. And then I was also able to move to academia. So thanks to the, how broad my education was, I was able to move to various careers and industries. So I'm really passionate about the International Business Bachelor. In the International Business Bachelor, by the way, Chris, we still see a black screen. In the International Business Bachelor, there are two great things that I'm really passionate, that two great experiences that our students enjoy. One is our global studies course that happens in the fall, where we collaborate with two other universities, one in Australia and one in Malaysia. It's kind of like a capstone course at the end of your program, and you work on a real project for a real industry partner, and you solve a problem and complete the project with a team that is made of students in Australia and Malaysia. So I think that's very exciting. You get to work, with virtually with people from all over the world, which you would do also in your career if you do international business. And then another fun activity that students do is they do the follow the supply chain initiative, where they they follow how Washington apples are exported abroad to Asia, and now shoes manufactured in Asia come back to the United States and are imported in the US. So those are some of the two fun projects our students.
Nasika,
Yeah, we should go ahead with other
well, I'm
programs.
just saying, since we're off script, why don't you tell them about us winning the national business
That's what I
beast
was gonna, yes,
competition?
that's what I was gonna get into. Yes, so our international business students, because they have a variety of experience and, good instructors and are very hardworking, they have been very successful outside of the classroom as well in competitions here locally at the University of Washington, as well nationwide. So we have won competition against some really big university, being most of the time the only community college that competes. We have received first place year after years in the NASBITE competition. And Kate, please take it from here. I don't have a slide, and Nonorio is not here, so I'm just,
Well,
talking
that's
too much.
okay.
Go ahead.
That's how we roll here at North Seattle College. We support one another, and sometimes there's technical difficulties, and we just wing it and make the best of it. So thank you, Nasika. Just for those of you who might be interested in the International Business Program, I advise for the International Business Bachelors as well. Nasika gave some great highlights. The prerequisites and the entry requirements are the same. So if you were paying attention to me earlier about accounting, it's 75 credits and the 6 prereqs. And for those of you who are on the beginning of your pathway, the direct transfer agreement, AB 12 is a wonderful degree that leads beautifully into actually both the accounting and the business bachelor's, because it allows you to come into our program with all your general education requirements, and that allows you to have extra credits available to take electives. So there's opportunities to get additional certifications and to take special classes that if you do the AAST route, may not be as available. So I'm a big proponent of they call it the DTA, and that also allows you to have an opportunity, should you not want to stay at North, to complete your bachelor's, to go on to other colleges in the area. How'd we do? Did we cover most of that? The study abroad, there's the Vietnam trip, right? Is that what you were talking about, Nasika? So there's tremendous opportunities, and it's unfortunate that Dr. Tadino is not here today. He has been leading this program for 10 years. This is our 10th anniversary, and he's an exceptional instructor that provides a wonderful learning environment for the students who join our programs. How's that? Oh, hey,
Thank
Lyle,
you.
you're welcome. Lyle, did you want to talk about the property management program?
I can.
Why don't you? Let's mix this up a little bit.
Kind of throw me off. I was all into listening to you. And my dog's crying in the background, so I'm sorry. He wants to go outside. Well, thanks, Kate, and all the business folks here. Wonderful team. And I'm kind of was here just listening, but I will happily. I'm the cruise, and I am sorry about my dog. He is wanting to go out, so I don't know. And so I'm a full-time faculty here for the program for real estate and property management, the bachelor's program. Okay, good. Thanks, Tish. And our program is very interesting, the bachelor's program. It is one of a kind here in the West Coast. When you come out, we get you exposed to both the residential and the commercial sides of the business, giving you an opportunity to get exposed to the whole deal. Our courses are very flexible. They're in the evening and they're now virtual. We go in the fall, the winter, and the spring. It says fall and winter, but through the spring. And could you go to my next slide, please? All right, so some of the highlights. You're going to really get a real incredible background with the business structure in all things what I call real estate management. And that's marketing, leasing, accounting, leadership, management. You see housing law and ethics. Also software. We've just recently partnered with a company called Managed Casa, who has brought us software to work in all aspects and really learn the whole avenue of revenue management for property management, really the business model of real estate. And as we're in the business department, I just want to communicate that the business of real estate and asset management and property management is really dynamic. A lot of you may have thought of it in one aspect. It is a global business. I want you to think about looking at like downtown Seattle. Look at all the buildings, houses, multifamily, the stadiums, and all of it needs to be managed and is under the business of somebody's business. So it's a big deal. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry across the world with many facets and many tentacles, and we really work in connection with some of those organizations that you see and several others, National Apartment Association, or WUMFA here in Washington, which is Washington Multi-Housing Family Association, Institute of Real Estate Management, or IREM, Building Owners Management Association, or BOMA, NARPM, which is the National Residential Property Managers Association, and many others, Cornet, commercial, corporate real estate. Their partners actually have provided scholarships for us the last 2 years. And I'm excited to say we're recently partnered with Amazon, who has provided a grant and opening up a door directly for internships and career pathways right directly to them. We're so excited about this. So it's such a big deal. So Kate and I were on that call on last Thursday. So if you join with us, there's so many directions you can go. I highly encourage you to take a look at our program. Is there another slide? And you see here, I kind of mentioned some of these things. In addition to all those, what's also cool, a lot of these companies you see in here are all on our board. We are partnered with them, and we have many of our students working at some of these companies and several others here and across the United States. We also have a direct pathway. If you wanted to go, we have several students who've moved from our program directly to a master's degree in real estate at the University of Washington. Our program directly correlates with that. And we have lots of other partnerships, as you see here. You see CBRE, Blanton Turner. And in fact, Mr. Barry Blanton of Blanton Turner, one of the founders, is our premiere episode of our podcast, our All Things Real Estate show. Ask us about that. We'll point you to it. He's actually our first episode. It's a wonderful interview. He's also a huge part of IREM, other companies like Goodman Real Estate, Colliers International, Wiedner, Thrive, Kidder Matthews. And if any of you are hockey fans, think about Thrive. They help manage the hockey stadium over there in North Seattle. And we're plugged in. We're doing quite a bit of things with them. They also have incredible internship growth program. We have several students both in our class now that works there, and several students that have graduated and work there, and Kidder Matthews and others. And again, corporate real estate. Just think about Amazon, Microsoft, those kind of companies. CBRE is the direct manager of the largest companies in the world. We are partnering in those relationships to help our students get to any aspect that you want. You can see I'm excited about this. It's big stuff. Next slide, please. Oh, I forgot to mention this last thing. Think about this for a minute. You get this degree. A lot of times people struggle even with certain business degrees to get a job. Our students are getting out and our average salaries are upwards of $85,000 to $90,000. It's really amazing. And directly with the degree, we are getting people put to work with livable wages here in one of the most expensive cities in the world. So if you really want to see something different that you probably didn't know existed, check out with our team, Kate and Sean, who just popped in, Armor, or the rest of the colleagues, or any of our business programs. You're going to have an awesome time. You're going to do amazing things. Welcome to Seattle Colleges, y'all. Come see us. Thanks.
Wanted to jump back on in here. By the way, faculty, you did a fantastic job of ad-libbing. Thank you so much. My screens had gone completely dark, and I was like, what is going on here? And it sometimes happens at home, but first time happening at work. And what it shows is, folks, and I really wanted to jump in and say this earlier, is we have faculty who, one, care, two, can talk extemporaneously, which is fantastic, because a lot of business faculty can't. So we have some real pros in the room. And three, we have folks who actually really want to get you exactly what you need as your next steps. They want to get you into your career. They want to see you succeed. And so that's part of the reason why we have the next steps here. The whole idea of this is, how can we best help? And so looking for some feedback, and certainly, wanting to know if there's anything we should include or anything we should do differently next time. This is, I think, our fourth time of doing the online version. And so we're really just looking for your feedback as well. Next slide, please. And Spencer, thanks again for jumping on in. So we have some open houses. Really excited. These are in person. And so it's all next week, Monday through Friday. And so you see the schedule here. You could hit every open house if you wanted to. The whole idea here, and definitely if you're interested in these business programs, talk with our colleagues up at North. It's really important for you to get to see the campus, get to see, see the eyes of our faculty, and really be able to ask them additional questions that you may think of after we end here today. But the whole idea of this is for you to get to really experience the flavor of the campus. And I just say the flavor because in some of the campuses, we're actually going to have, like South and especially here at Central, we'll actually have our culinary department whipping up some really wonderful treats for everybody. But you definitely should get out there and see what these, and I want to echo what Susan was talking about as well. Very, very important to think about how different the campuses are. You want to find the right campus for you. So next slide, please. All right, so it's time for your questions as well. We were going to do some individual breakouts for everybody. We're not. I'm going to do that, but definitely wanted to find out if you had any questions. I'm sure folks do. I know I've seen a lot of stuff in the chat as we've moved along, and I was reading the chat before I had to restart my machine. But do you have any extra questions, folks?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, Benny.
Yeah, I just hear about the bachelor program, and I just wonder what exactly is Bachelor of Applied Science, and what is different than the traditional school in, for example, the UW or CWU. So what's the difference? Is it actually, if I thinking in the really long term, if I want to go to the master degree, is it gonna be acceptable or it's gonna be challenging? I think that's my question. Thank you.
Binning, are you talking about accounting?
Yes.
Well, is our primary faculty, Johnny Mobley, is he still with us? I don't know, I don't see him. So, as Lyle was mentioning for our CPM students, many of our, I know our international business students, many of them have gone on to Central Washington, UCLA, UW for their master's degree. Most of our students in the accounting bachelors, they are moving in a direction more towards the CPA. So I'm not sure, that's why I was checking in with Johnny. I'm not sure that very many of them have gone on to their masters, but in terms of the transferability, it would be the same.
Yeah, and I would just add to that, Kate, just something to think about is that if someone, depending on where you want to go in your career, if you want to get the CPA, you may have to, there's usually some additional courses. A friend of mine just went through that and he ended up getting the master's degree to get those additional courses to sit for the CPA exam. So a lot of what you need to do will be determined by where you want to go. And really, it's good to do some real strategic thinking about that and figure out your pathway so you can make sure, but the degree will be transferable in whichever direction. Once you get that degree, we're accredited. So this is the big thing. This is an accredited degree. So your credits will generally transfer, and that's why our students are able to go to University of Washington or other colleges because we are accredited. So that may be what you're seeking. So those are great questions, by the way. So do your homework, do your due diligence, figure out where you want to go and what you might want to do to the best of your ability and figure out which pathway is best for your career path. And our degree will help you get that accomplished. You're taking all those core accounting classes to do just about anything.
Yeah, thanks, Lyle. That's an important point. And our bachelor's in accounting does provide you a direct pathway to the CPA for Washington State. I know a number of students have gone on to get their master's because they want that extra credential, but it's not required to sit for the CPA. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Are there any other questions for the gang?
I have a question for everybody. Well, some of the students are typing in or thinking about their next question. What are some of your favorite courses to teach? Just as practitioners, as scholars and practitioners, what do you really enjoy teaching?
Well, I'm passionate about my sustainable green building real estate class. I just had my my last module, climate justice, climate change, climate justice, and students had an opportunity to do a extra credit essay, and quite honestly, they're bringing me to tears with the connections that they're making between the natural built and personal environments, knowing that they're learning about how to make choices that are good for themselves and the planet. So that's my favorite class to teach.
Thank you for sharing, Tony. I know you had your hand up. I have a feeling, looks like we're going to get shuffled back to the main room, which so I apologize, but
Hello, welcome back.
Well,
Hello.
Hello. Did you
People
all,
are coming back right now, so
yes. Did you all finish up?
I don't know. I was listening.
No, we're not
No?
finished. No,
Okay. Should I reopen the room so you can go back? I don't know
that
what
would,
happened. Okay, I'll open the rooms.
Where's Tony? Tony's up
yeah,
next.
Tony, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to share. I actually had shared a little bit about this earlier, that I am very partial to teaching the interpersonal communications course. Um, First of all, we all need it. And secondly, I love to witness the students' transformation from where they are at the beginning of the quarter with regard to communication and where they are at the end of the quarter. Because many students try to challenge this course, right? Oh, I know how to communicate. And then I said, but do you know how you communicate well enough to tell me how to best work with you? And they go, ooh, and end up having an incredible time during class. So I'm very partial to that one.
Well, and Tony, I'd like to just add to that, that when we're meeting with our corporate partners, that's what they're asking for us to instill in our students is the soft skills. So listen to Tony. That's what the businesses are telling us.
Well, and in that regard, a course that I love to teach, and I know Nasika and Tony can greatly appreciate this. We have a project management class for property management specifically. And Nasika highlighted it. Get a get a project management certification within your degree path. It'll help you in every aspect of business the rest of your career. I promise you. I was guided by a mentor when I worked at Boney early in my career, and I didn't listen to her. Come to find out, I've been doing project management all my life, but not in a formal manner. So by having to teach it, I had to learn it at a whole different level, at the certification level. So it's improved my career in every way, including as a teacher. And I own a business, and I'm trying to teach it now to my property managers because it's one of the big missing skill sets of people in the industry. So project management, I see all my teammates shaking their heads because it's so critical. It'll just help you with everything in your career. You'll be a better communicator, as Tony just mentioned, because you'll know what the heck you're communicating. You'll be able to get things done on time and on scope and on budget. And it's, go see Nasika and Tony. They'll tell you why it's so important. So I'm encouraging you to reach out, come to open house next week, and come ask them about that project management course. And I guarantee you'll be a student at North next week.
In these classes that you've talked about, whether it's the project management or any sort of communications class, that's so foundational for business, for life. I used to work with a lot of MBA students who were going through Six Sigma Green Belt. And exactly what has been talked about here tonight is what they sort of learned at an even higher rate because they're in a master's program and then were able to apply, and then they got the green belt. And so you're setting as professors and as practitioners, you're setting those skills. And so I say to everybody who's a future student here, these competencies are crucial. And Professor Kate is right. These are exactly what industry leaders are asking us about all the time. And I used to sit on those councils, and I used to hear the same thing too. And so folks who are visiting, this is real world kind of stuff. This is where the rubber meets the road. And so this is incredibly insightful. I wanted to ask if there are any final questions from anyone. We want to be respectful of time. However, this has been a wonderful hour together, and I'm definitely grateful. Okay, so I see an enrollment kind of question, so I'll take that one. Currently enrolled as a non-degree seeking student, Crystal. Do you need to change this before taking program prerequisites? I would change it as soon as you can, particularly because non-degree seeking, unfortunately, is by federal law excluded from financial aid eligibility. So as soon as you get into the program that you really want to be in, which is what you should be in anyway, then absolutely, you've taken that time as a non-degree seeking student. You've really been able to find out what you'd like to study, which is great. You've gone on your discernment path. That's really cool. And definitely, you probably can sign up for the classes now, and I'd say registration's open. Do that, but by all means, make sure that the program best reflects what you'd like to study. Yeah. Binning, go ahead, please.
I think I have been communicate with Kate about my situation. I'm from international. I get a international business and also get financial degree outside of this country. So I was wondering about the enrollment. So can I use my China degree to the associate degree and then just transfer get into a bachelor degree without doing a credit transfer?
Good question. I can answer at least part of that for you. There's something called a credential evaluation. And so for um, anyone from who has a degree from overseas, and I've met a lot of folks here in Seattle who have degrees from overseas. There are a number of companies. FIS is based up in Everett and the Edmonds area, and so that's a local one. But you may have heard of WES, World Education Service. I like them because I actually know somebody who works there, and she says, "Hey, if it takes longer than 2 weeks, call me because I'll look into it." So I like WES, but you can go with a provider. They can actually look at your transcripts. Or like if someone's from India, that maybe mark sheets and transcripts to be able to and you know Benning with the Chinese transcripts, they're stamped, they're definitely they have a very uniform look to them for the most part. And so these are things that some of the credential evaluators will look at. They'll say, is this equivalent to US? And then so that we work on that on the enrollment services side, but it really comes up to the departments as well. Ultimately, we want to make sure that the departments are that they really feel like, okay, these our catalog says, these we have some equivalencies here on classes, and you seem to have this kind of a degree set, but definitely want you to work with the departments, and our departments are great because Seattle is an extremely international city. So it means that you have a lot of folks here who want to help and really look forward to taking that journey with you. So absolutely, you're welcome to, I'll put my email in and you're welcome to follow up with me directly. I'd be happy to talk with you more about that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Ben, if you just want to voice your question.
I don't want to keep everyone in here, especially with the silence. We may have had a natural break, but if there are any extra questions, by all means, we have lots of resources in the chat. Professors have been very generous about putting their email addresses in. You're certainly welcome to talk with me if it's like an admissions question or something related to policies and things like that. I'm happy to help. But yeah, if there are any more questions, feel free to unmute and go ahead and ask.
If you don't have any questions, don't worry about that now. It'll come up, and just send us an email. We're always happy to help.
And with that, thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for listening, and for bearing with me too with the tech issues. But we're thrilled, and we'd love to see you in the open houses next week. Again, if you're interested in a lot of international business, the project management, property management, definitely check out that North Seattle College open house. By all means, and you're welcome to come to any of them. I work at Central. Again, if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me in person. Hey, Chris, I talked to you last week. Tell me more about credential evaluations. Happy to do that too. So everyone, we bid you adieu. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here, and we look forward definitely to you being a part of our open houses as well. Rachel, am I forgetting anything? Any sort of resources, links, next steps, anything like that?
There are some slides at the end of the Q&A for the survey, but I just got in here, so I don't know if you've done it already.
We did do those. Let me grab
Okay,
the
great.
link though. I'm gonna drop that link in because I realized that I'm not sure. This may have gone in, it may not have. Yeah, and that survey is going to be definitely important. It's all about next steps. So we would love to be there at every step with you. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you next week in person. Bye now.
Thank you. Have a good
Thanks,
night,
everyone. Bye.
Bye. Nice to see everyone.
Bye, thank you.